Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today in this video we are going to discuss about a interesting topic of software testing. The topic is what is the difference between error, defect, bug, failure and issue. So in our testing career lots of time we have heard this term like someone told, someone tell us like error, someone says that defect, someone says bug. So we think that all are the same thing, but no, in real time, the meaning of the all of these things are different. So today we are going to discuss about in details what is the error, what is the defect, what is bug, what is failure, and what is the issue. So first let's start with error. What is error? Error means mistake. Whenever we are doing some mistake, that is called error. Now what kind of mistake? So mistake means any mistake that made by a developer or a tester when during the software development or testing. So whenever a developer made some mistake on the development phase, that is also called as error. When a tester made some mistake in the testing environment um, uh, or testing environment, that is called as uh, also error. Okay, so a human mistake made by a developer or tester during software development or software testing, it's called error. Example, let's say the there is one suppose one statement that is a equals to b plus c. So that should be the expected result. Let's say that should be the expected results. Or so a equals to b plus c. So instead of that, we have written a equals to b minus c. So we have made some mistakes. So here that is plus and that is minus. Let's say I'm taking one example. Let's say I'm telling like a equals to 5 and let's say b equals to let's say 4. And my concern is that suppose c equals to a plus b. So that should be the, so I want to add two numbers a and b. I want to add two numbers a and b. But instead of that, I mistakenly by doing this plus I have added minus. So a equals c equals to a minus b. So instead of plus, I made it minus. So here is some subtractions I have written. Okay. So that means I have made some mistake when I am doing the development or at the time of testing. Maybe as an automation tester, I have to write the code. Okay. So in that time also we can make some mistake. So or any manual tester can also made some mistakes. So I am just giving you example as a development. Okay. So a human mistake made by a developer or a tester during their software development or testing is nothing but called as error. So error is also called as mistake. So mistake means error. Whenever a human made some mistake, that is called as error. Okay. So this is the definitions of error. Now, the next topic is that what is defect? Defect means fault, any fault. So how can we elaborate that? Suppose as we already discussed about our expected results and actual results. What is expected results? What is the requirement of the client? If client gives us some requirement, that is called as expected results. Means I want that or we want that. And actual results means whenever we are executing our application, whenever we are testing our application at the real time, what results we are getting, that is called as actual results. Already in my first video I have already discussed about that expected results and actual results. Now the defect says that if there is any differences between expected results and actual results, means suppose expected results is not equals to actual results, there is no matching between the expected results and actual results. Let's say my expected results is that, suppose I am taking the same example, a equals to 5, b equals to 4. Okay, so a equals to 5, b equals to 4 and c equals to let's say a plus b. We know that whenever we are adding these two number, that should be 5 plus 4, 5 plus 4, that should be 9. But instead of 9, I got the result, let's say 8. That means there is some difference between expected results and actual results. My expected result says that it should be 9. It should be 9. That should be my expected results. But I am getting the result 8. That means there is some difference between my expected results and actual results. Okay. So that is called as defect. But here is one tweak. Okay. If you can carefully observe that, the defect says that if there is any differences between actual results and expected results. And also, if we go for the bug, there is also the same definitions. If there is any differences between expected results and actual results. Now, tweak is that, so if any developer find any issues and that was fixed by themselves in the development phase, so that differences between the expected results and actual results, and if that is found by the developer, that is called as defect. So for the remembering perspective, D for defect, D for developer, D for defect, D for developer. If any developer find that differences, then that is called as defect. So defect comes from the development end. Okay. So now, if there is any differences between actual results and expected results, and if any developer find that particular issue and he fixed by himself in the development phase, then it is called as defect. Okay. And also same for the bug. Bug is also if there is any differences between expected results and actual results. But in the case of bug, if that difference is found by the tester in the testing phase, then it is called as bug. So defect means it is find the differences between expected results and actual results found by the developer in the development phase, then that is called as defect. And bug means if there is any differences between expected results and actual results, and if that mismatch, that difference is found by the tester in the testing phase, then it is called as bug. So that the first line of the definitions is same. There should be the difference between expected results and actual results. But when the developer got that issue, then that is called as defect. So D for developer, D for defect. And bug, if that mismatch is found by the tester in the testing phase, then it is called as bug. Okay, so now we are very much clear about what is the difference between defect and bug. So make sure of that in your testing. When you got any bug as a tester, if you got any bug, so you have to term that bug is called as bug. You cannot say this is a defect. Defect is come from the development. Okay, so as a tester, you have to term this as a bug. Okay, so like I got a bug. So as a, let's say I am a tester. So what should be my phrase? I got a bug. But as a developer, he will say he got a defect. Make sure of that. So we can call bug is an informal name of defect. So we can also say that bug is an informal name of defect because the definition is like the same. So one come from the development end and another come from the testing end. So in the simple term, we can say that bug is an informal name of defect. A bug is an informal name of defect. Okay, now clear about that what is the defect and what is the bug. Now let's say taking one example of the bug, a tester run the application and notice that the total bill is incorrect. Suppose as a tester I am testing one application and I got one bill and I can see that the bill, let's say the total amount of the bill is incorrect. So this reported issue is now referred as a bug. Why this is reported as a bug? Because as a tester run that application. So tester found that issue. So that's why the reported issue is also called as bug. So the defect is observed during testing and logged as a bug. Means suppose developer missed that defect. So that's always make sure that the bill is incorrect. It should caught by the developer. Okay, it caught by the developer, but developer cannot. So that's why as a testing team, we are reported that issue. So that's why we are calling this as a bug. So when any problem, when any error, when any mismatch between the expected results and actual results is coming from the development team in the development phase, then that is called as defect. And the same problem is coming from the testing team in the testing phase, then that is called as bug. Okay, clear? Now coming to the next one is that failure. Failure. What do you mean by failure? Failure means, let's say our development teams developed a software, and as a tester we have tested the software. Now after the QA sign up or after the tester sign up, means we have give some red signal, a green signal, like yes, you can upload that software to the production. So we have already told our team or our manager that yes, we have checked that there is no issue, you can deploy that software to the production. Now problem is that, suppose as per our sign up, the team or the management or the manager has deployed that, or the deployment manager has deployed the software to the production. Now in the production, one customer found one issue that we cannot find out. Okay, so in the production, one customer found any issues that we have missed. Okay, now problem is that when a product goes to the production environment, and if customer found any issue, then the customer will say that the product is a totally failure product. Take example. Suppose I have tested one application, the login page. In application, I have tested the login page. So I have entered the username, I have entered the password, then I have clicked on login button. So the requirement is that whenever I will click the login button, it will redirect to one page that is called dashboard page. That was my requirement. So it will redirect to the dashboard page. I tested that and it was working fine. Now I give some green signal that we can deploy the software to the production. Now we deployed. Now customer checking the same application, and when customer that checking that application, for the customer end, when he wants to log in, it's not redirecting to the dashboard page. Instead of dashboard page, they redirected to the some another page, let's say home page. Okay, now problem is that means that is not matching the expectation, that was not the customer requirement. Now immediately customer will say that this is a failure product, this is a failure product, immediately customer says. Okay, but for which bug or for which defect the product is going to failure, that particular issues, the particular bug is called as failure. Okay, so when a product goes to live and customer found any issues, then the customer says that the product is a failure product. So after release or after production, if any end user or any customer find any issues, then that particular issue, you have to remember that thing. For that particular issue, the software is a failure. That particular issue called as a failure. So when a product goes to the live environment or production environment, if any customer found any issues, then the customer says that this total product is a failure product. This total product is a failure product. So after release or after production, if any customer or any end user found any issues, that particular issue is called as failure. Okay, suppose let's say you go to one restaurant. You go to one restaurant, okay, and you ordered some pizza. Okay, you ordered some pizza, and the chef prepared that pizza and served to you. And whenever you are going to eat, you notice that there is the salt is too high in that particular pizza. The amount of salt is high, is more. Then immediately you will not eat that pizza. That means the pizza is good. The pizza is good, but the problem is that the salt is high. So immediately you will not eat that pizza. Means the product is failure. The pizza is failure. Now for that amount of salt, that is the issue. The amount of salt is high. That is the issue. For that particular issue is called as failure. Because of that amount of salt, we are rejecting the pizza. So that's why that particular salt we can call this as a failure. Now you are clear about, right? So when product goes to live environment and customer found any issues, then they call that product as a failure product. So after release, if any end user found any issues, then that particular issue is called as failure. Let's say one example, another example. So a user on the live e-commerce website adds two products. The price is $50 each. So two products, one user in the e-commerce website, he wants to add in the cart two products. So each product price is 50. That means two product price will be 100. Okay, 100. Now in the bill we can see that the total price is showing as 150, but it should be 100 because for each product the price is 50. So two products, 50 into 2, so 100, but the total bill is showing is that 150. So this miscalculation in the production environment is a failure. So the system has failed in real-time usage due to an existing bug. So the bug is already exist and we miss that and we give some green signal to make it production. Okay, so that is the problem. So now you are clear about what is failure. Now we have a clear picture about what is error, what is defect, then what is bug, then what is failure. We have clear about that. Okay. Now take a one summary table. So this is a very short summary table. So here is one terms, where it happens, who find it, and some real-time example. Let's say error. What is the error? So during development phase, the developer find it. Incorrect formula in code. Okay, I have already give you some example of that. Instead of A equals to B minus C, we mistakenly written A equals to B plus C. There is some coding error, the coding mistake. So a human mistake which is made by the developer or tester during the development phase or testing phase, that is called as error. Now defect, where we can got the defect? I already told you that the expected results and actual results is not matching, and that mismatch is found by the developer in the development phase. So in the code or design, so where it happens, so developer obviously in their coding window, they can get the defect. Who finds it? Find by the developer. What is the real-time example? Wrong output in invoice, and that is found by the developer. That is called as defect. Now bug in the during testing means the expected results and actual results is not matching, and that mismatch is found by the testing team in the testing environment, is called as bug. So where we can got that bug? In during testing. Who finds it? Tester. Example, tester reports the wrong total. If the wrong total is reported by the developer, then that is called as defect. If the wrong total is reported by the tester, then that is called as bug. Clear. Now failure, where it happens? In the production or live environment. Okay, who find it? End user or customer. Real-time example, user sees wrong billing total. That means for the remembering purpose, so one the wrong total of invoice, if that is found by the developer, is called defect. Wrong total in invoice, if that is found by the tester, is called bug. Wrong total in the invoice, if that is found by the end user or customer, then that is called as failure. Okay, so one from development, one from testing, another from production. Clear? So now we are very much clear idea about error, defect, bug and failure. Now one common term, everyone we can use that, issue. We found one issue. He find one issue. What is issue? This error, defect, bug and failure all together called as issue. Error is also issue, defect is also issue, bug is also issue, failure is also issue. So for example, there is one umbrella. So inside under umbrella, 4% are present. There is one big umbrella. In that umbrella, under umbrella, the 4% are present. Who is that particular 4%? One is error, another is defect, then bug, and then failure. These 4% are present. And the umbrella itself called is an issue. So issue is an umbrella term. Bugs, defects, error, failure can all be considered the types of issue. So error is the type of issue, defect is the type of issue, bug is the type of issue, failure is the type of issue. So all are the issue. Bug is also issue, error is also issue, defect is also issue, failure is also issue. So issue is an umbrella term, and bugs, defects, failure, errors, so all can be considered as a type of issue. Remember this thing. Example, let's say a tester noticed that the login button is misaligned on mobile view. On the mobile view, one login button is misaligned. So there is some problem. So this is not a functional bug. The functionality is working, but the alignment is wrong. Okay. And obviously, if the alignment is wrong, the look and feel also will be not good. So that's why we need to fix that. Then that particular problem is called as issue. This is called as UI issue. Functionality is perfect, but there is some misaligned. That is called as UI issue. So issue means issue is an umbrella term. Issue is, let's say issue is an umbrella, and under that umbrella, bugs, error, defect, failure, all are the types of that particular umbrella, means particular issue. Okay, now clear what is the error, what is defect. So error means a human mistake made by the developer or tester during the software development or testing is called as error or mistake. Then defect, if there is any differences between expected results and actual results, and if any developer find that particular issue and he fixed by himself or herself or himself, then that is called as defect. D for developer, D for defect. So also defect is called as fault. Fault means defect. Then bug. So if there is any differences between expected results and actual results, and if any tester find that mismatch in the testing phase, then that is called as bug. So we can call it as simple term, bug is an informal name of defect. Then failure, when a product goes to live environment and customer found any issues, then they call that product as a failure product. So after release, if any end user or customer found any issues, then that particular issue is called as failure. The particular issue is called as failure. Okay, and this is the real-time example. And then we have one summary table that where the error is happened, who find it, what is the real-time example, like that. So you can, for the easy perspective, for the cheat code, you can note it down. Then issue is the umbrella terms. Umbrella term means under umbrella. Let's say issue is an umbrella. Under umbrella, bugs, defects, error, failure, all these types are present. So defect, error, bugs, failure, all these are the types of issue. And this is the real-time example. Guys, this is a very, very, very important question for interview. And interviewer asks you that what is the difference between error, defect, and bug. Maybe they can ask you what is the difference between issue, defect, and error, like that. So this is a very, very, very important questions. And as a tester, whenever you are testing any application, you have to know that if you find any problem, that what the term is, that is bug or defect or error or failure or issue. You have to know that particular term. So as a tester, you can mark as it is a bug. Okay. So I think you guys are very much clear about that. What is the difference between error, defect, bug, failure, and issue? So if you guys have any doubt, please comment me. I will try to solve that. If you guys like my video, one thumbs up. Share this video to your nearest friend so they can also know that fact of error, defect, bug, failure, and issue. So see you in the next videos with some another topic of software testing. Thank you.